We'd invite people like Mark Zuckerberg and Kevin Rose and all these really famous people to speak. Now we are too connected to work and too connected to social media. I'm Ryan, as you probably figured out, and it's an honor to be here. I think a lot of you deserve to be on the stage more than me. I'm 35, or almost 35. I was born in Colorado, and I moved to the UK in 2000. Wanted a bit of adventure. I was going to stay for a year, and then I met her. And I'm very happy I've been here ever since. So started off as an employee, started my first company in our top bedroom at our house. We built this business called DropSend, and then eventually sold that and grew that, and the events business grew up, and then we sold that, and now Treehouse is here, and I explained that, but Treehouse thankfully has gotten quite big, so we have 12,000 full-time students now at Treehouse all around the world. We're doing about $3 million in revenue. We have 55 full-time people, and our main office is in Orlando, but we have people around the world. So it kind of gives you a feel for my experience and what I've done. The primary thing in my life that drives me, that has allowed me to succeed, is a sense of naive optimism. So as an American, I think that comes easy. We are fairly naive and fairly optimistic about things. But it's actually a real asset. And I've lived here long enough I have British kids now. Like, I feel British in a sense, and I understand that isn't something that always comes naturally to this culture, and that's fine. I think there's advantages to not doing that. It's almost reckless, I would say. There's been some businesses that I'm gonna talk about later that have failed. And that's probably because I didn't even think about what was necessary for success in those businesses. In general, a lot of things that have worked for me in business are just because I like being friendly. So what you'll find is some people think that business is about being sort of mean or aggressive or it's all about winning. But actually, most of the success I've had is because I've ended up having a beer with someone and we became friends, and we can talk and they don't feel threatened by me. We would throw these events, and then I would MC them, and we'd invite people like Mark Zuckerberg and Kevin Rose and all these really famous people to speak, and I would be on stage with them. And what happens in the human psyche, it's like a hack, is that the audience assumes that you know as much as they do. And it's clearly not true. But there's something about that builds your credibility, and then you actually do build relationships with those people, and it opens up insane doors. You're here, you all have computers, you look well-fed. So I think really we're in the upper sort of 1% of the population, right? So the question becomes, how do you then start doing something that matters, that you're passionate about, that's going to make the world a little better? It's almost your responsibility. All my businesses since 2006, we have decided to work a 4-day week, so Monday to Thursday. We work the normal 8-hour day, 9 hours with an hour of lunch, and we give full salaries, and we have 19 days holiday in addition to that. So it's kind of crazy. People are our most valuable thing. So why would we ever skimp on people? Now we are too connected to work and too connected to social media. And I've only recently sort of come to this conclusion. Not every idea you have works, and maybe not even your first idea will work. But if it reaches a point when it's not working, you just gotta shut it down. If you're creating anything that is a marketplace, you have to be prepared for the fact you have to build a market on both sides, right? The buyers, the sellers. Don't take money from just anybody. A lot of people have money now that they want to invest, but do not take money unless that person can offer you more than money. And also get one ambassador to be your first investor. And what I mean by that is, so Kevin Rose, who started Dig and all this stuff, he was our first investor, and he basically got a group of investors to participate with him.
Given the size of the business you have now, and the different experiences of business size you've had before, if you had a blank sheet of paper, what would be your ideal size in terms of people?
I feel like we reached a point when I started to have to create a lot of processes and, things. I think it was around 40 people. I'd buy, books about how, 10 steps to be more effective in business and stuff like that. And because I kind of was in this thought, well, I could learn a lot from these people. The penny finally dropped when I realized I'm still reading these books, So I gotta stop, and just do. I actually unfollowed a couple people that I really admired on Twitter, and I was reading their blogs, and I realized I need to stop reading these people, and I just need to do my own thing. You guys know just as much as I do, so I appreciate you coming out, and also thank you to any of you that are Treehouse members. I love you guys. But I'm around, and you can always email me as well. It's just Ryan@, ryancarson.com or Ryan@teamtreehouse.com. I'd love to hear from you, but thanks again for coming, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Thank you again. Hang on.